Good morning. This is day 2 of the Confidence Shift. So I'd love to hear if anyone listened yesterday. How did that feel, saying your leadership identity? We actually wrote that. So if you missed that part, you're going to want to go back, and it's on my profile or it's on my Instagram, one of the reels. I save that for a little while. You can listen to that because that's where you identify her. And today is very exciting because we are going to free her. We're going to free her from the inside out, and we're going to fuel her with what she needs when situations come up or high stakes circumstances, and you need that little something extra. So you're going to learn my reset, and also you're going to we're going to add to that, so it's not just the reset, and you'll see that's coming at the end. So that's a little exercise that we do every single time, and I can't wait to get started. So I hope that you did read your leadership identity, and sometimes you may feel a little bit uncomfortable, I just want to say, or sometimes it just feels a little bit off. Some people get a lot of power from it eventually, or confidence. And so I've had amazing testimonials about being grounded, being more confident with this, and really changing people's identity and how they look at themselves, which is what this is all about. And I've seen it firsthand, how it's worked for people. So I'm excited today. So let's go ahead and dive right into this then. So the thing is that sometimes there's real pressure, okay, when we are in a situation. And so sometimes we're in a difficult conversation that we may have, or a moment where something challenges you publicly. Your nervous system will try to override that identity. And that's pretty much what happens. So cortisol spikes, your heart rate goes up, your voice gets tight, and your mind just goes quiet. And it goes quiet when you want to be loud. So here's the painful irony of that. The bigger the moment, the more your body fights it. And today we change that. Today you get the tool. And I want to introduce you to the framework that underpins everything that you do, and that everything that I do with my clients. And it's called Peace, Confidence, Power. So most people think confidence is something that you perform. You dress right, you rehearse enough, you push through the fear, and eventually, if you do it long enough, then you feel confident. That's backward. It's exhausting. The real confidence is not a performance. It's a byproduct. And here's what happens. When you're internally peaceful, when your nervous system is regulated and your body's not in threat mode, peace comes first. It's all about that peace. And so that's what we want to fuel today. Confidence flows from peace. Power, real, sustainable, undeniable leadership power, flows from confidence. So when you are internally steady your leadership becomes undeniable. Not louder, not more polished, undeniable. So, what interrupts peace? Fear. Specifically, unmanaged fear. Who can relate to that? So, I want to be clear about something. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is information. It tells you something matters. It tells you you're in a high stakes moment. And that's actually useful. What your enemy is unmanaged fear, and fear that runs your nervous system without your permission. Fear that hijacks your voice, your presence, your authority in the exact moments when you need them the most, right? We want to nip that in the bud. The goal is not to eliminate fear. The goal is to metabolize it, to use it as fuel instead of letting it become friction, right? It's all about not resisting. We don't want to resist it. We accept it and we turn it into fuel. So, let me give you an example. Think about a moment when you had to speak up in a meeting or maybe push back on something, maybe share an idea that you weren't sure that you could land, or you took up space more than you're used to. That's when you need that fuel. What happened in your body right before you spoke, or right before you chose not to? What happens? What happens right before you speak, or right before you choose not to? You get uncomfortable, right? A tight chest, a racing heart. I've heard I went blank. I talked myself out of it. That's your nervous system doing what nervous systems do. It detected a perceived threat, visibility, judgment, rejection, and it flooded your body with cortisol to protect it. So this comes from back in the caveman time when our bodies were given a lot of cortisol, or it produced it because they needed it to stave off the saber-tooth tigers and whatever they were hunting. So this gets passed down through the generations. So the problem is, you don't need protecting, you need to lead. And your body doesn't know the difference. So this is why regulated leaders have such a visible edge. You ever see the ones that are just so cool, calm, and collected? It's not that they're fearless. It's that they've trained their nervous system to stay in the zone of peak performance, even when the stakes are high. I always look at quarterbacks. I love sports when my son was a quarterback. And I don't know, they're just so cool, calm, and collected out there, knowing they could be trampled any second and having to make decisions. That's what we're building today. regulated nervous system. And I'm going to teach you the exact reset tool I give my one-to-one clients in the programs the first week of working together. And they use it before every high-stakes moment. Meetings, presentations, interviews, and difficult conversations. You could use it even if you weren't in business as well. You could use it in a family situation before talking to someone or that's uncomfortable. Things come up. So it only takes 60 seconds and it works. And by the time you walk out of this challenge, it will be automatic. So here's how it works. I'm going to explain first. There's a couple of different steps to it. So this is the first part of it. So step 1 is to regulate the breath. So for 30 seconds. And so what we're going to do, and we're going to do this together. So you're going to get to practice. You're going to inhale through your nose for 4 counts, and then hold that for 4, and then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6. And then we're going to do that 3 times. And this is not just a calming trick. This is physiology. The extended exhale activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and regulate system. It signals your body that there's no threat here. And that's what you want to do. The cortisol drops. Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for clear thinking, language, and executive presence, comes back online. Now, step 2 is we're going to anchor your identity. So you're going to do, if you saw the day 1 where we use this anchor for your leadership identity, we're going to kind of build on that. So we're going to put, when I say so, I'm going to lead you through this. You're going to put your fingers together like this. And you're going to say silently or out loud, I am already the leader in this room. Not a question, not a hope. It's a declaration. That's key. It's a command. It's a declaration. It's an instruction to your brain. We went over yesterday how you need to instruct your brain. You get to control your mind. That's what I do with my clients. It's mastering your brain. Don't let circumstances or anything else get in the way. I know that's easier said than done. All right, so that's step 2. And then step 3 is to set your intention, what you want. And then ask yourself one question. How do you show up right now as the leader? Using the elevated version of yourself that we did yesterday. So again, if you missed yesterday's, go to my Instagram page and you'll see the one from yesterday. So how do you walk in? What does your body do? What's your first move? And then step 4 is to walk in. All right? So let's do this together. So go ahead and close your eyes. If you're comfortable doing that, not if you're driving. Please don't do that. Now I want you to just start with a breath then. In for 4. Hold for 4. And out for 6. Again, in for 4. Hold for 4. And out for 6. In for 4. Hold for 4. And out for 6. Now thumb and forefinger together and say it with me. I am already the leader in this room. How does she show up? I want you to feel this. How does she show up? Feel that, and now you go. Step in. And just remember that feeling. Let go. So this is the first part of what we're doing. Now, the more you can do that, the more your body remembers. It's like muscle memory. You want your brain to remember that. So, how did that feel? I hope that felt good. And if you couldn't quite feel it, you can practice this on your own. All right, so that's the reset. Okay, that's the first part. Like I said, that's the reset. And that is what changes the room before you even open your mouth. This is the kind of work that the great masters do. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, anybody in sports. I used to sit in track, and I didn't even know about any of this, but I used to sit before I ran the 200 meter, and I would just visualize that feeling. So a lot of us do it innately, right, or intuitively, and I just pictured myself crossing that line first, and I usually did. So yeah, so that really works. So you can use that anywhere. When you're anxious, when you're just feeling off. It's a great little thing to go back to. All right. Now, I want to go one layer deeper. Because the reset, now I can't see if people are commenting. This is really the first time I've been doing Instagram Lives, and I can't really see comments. So anyway, I hope you're all enjoying this. Now I want to give you, one more layer here. So, because the reset, so that works in the moment. When something comes up, you can use that reset. But we also want to start rewiring how you relate to fear itself. So most high-performing women have been unconsciously treating fear as a stop sign, right? You feel fear and just freeze up. The feeling shows up, and the internal message is, you're not ready. You pull back, you wait. So we're going to rewire that message to, you're expanding. This is what growth feels like, right? We're just going to reframe that. Here's the reframe. Discomfort is not danger. Discomfort is expansion. So you really want to focus on that second part. Discomfort is expansion. If you can tell, we talked yesterday about whatever you're thinking is your reality. And I referenced the Bruce Lipton book, The Biology of Belief, where it has the science backing all of that. So it doesn't matter how you feel. It matters how you tell what you say to yourself. And just start believing it. So every time you feel that tight chest, that racing heart, that should I even say this, hesitation, I want you to hear a new message. I'm growing. This is the edge of my becoming. So try this with me. Think of an upcoming high-stakes moment. something you've been slightly dreading. You got something coming up this week, maybe? Or it could be something from the past. Just something you're slightly avoiding, maybe a little unsure about. Now, instead of asking, what if I get it wrong? Or what if this doesn't work out? Ask this. What does it look like when I get it right? What does it look like when I get it right? Then that's your RAS, your reticular activation system goes and finds the answer for that. It's all about the quality of questions. Your brain will find anything you want. So if you're talking negatively, it's going to find that. It's going to bring everything to you, all the evidence to prove to you that it's true. So ask, what does it look like when I get it right? So focus on this. Your brain will follow the question that you ask it. Give it a better question, as I said, and it will give you a better answer. And God gave us amazing things. And we have to take advantage of these things. Your brain is programmed to find the answer. Write that answer down. What answer did you get? If you didn't get one, try it again in a little bit. You can go back and listen to the replay. Keep it before that moment happens of discomfort and read it. What does it look like when I get it right? So use your reset if needed, right? When you get that tight chest, when you have that little fear coming up in the moment, and then you can, with that fear, you can use that answer to turn that reframe around about expansion. Danger is expansion. So that reset is great. And if you have any questions, you can always get a hold of me as well. You can DM me if I'm not able to see these on here. But here's your assignment. We've got one more day left. Here's your assignment for tonight and tomorrow. Use the reset once before doing any high stakes, anything high stakes. Could be big, small, just anything. I want you to use that once and see what that's like. And the more you use it, the more your body's going to adapt, or it's going to remember it, and it'll help to give peace to your to regulate your system, your nervous system. So use it and notice what shifts. Just notice little things, because so often we're not aware of what's going on. Just notice. And then come back and let me know in the comments tomorrow. Because tomorrow is our final day. And it's the one I've been building to. It's day 3, and it's all about presence. It's about presence, it's about communication, it's about being heard, being respected, and followed. Not because of your title, but because of how you occupy a room. And at the end of day 3, I'm going to share what's available for women who want to go all the way with this work. So I want to leave you with a quote. Thank you for joining today. And this is from John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Go out today, slay today, get your nervous system regulated, and you're going to have an amazing day. And I can't wait for tomorrow morning at I can't wait for tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock for the final day. So we're going to put this all together where you are embodying her. All right, don't miss it. Thanks for joining. Have a fabulous day.